It is your classic metal show, and I'm not ready. It is Chris Aiken. It is Stephanie, and we are here. That was Badlands. That was Badlands there with a tune from the album Dusk, a tune called Walking Attitude. And I played that with purpose, Steffi.
You did.
I did. The singer of that band, Ray Gillen, who is now dead, he, the rumor has it that this guy, he had the HIV, and he fucked after he knew he had the HIV. This is the rumor. I'm not going to legally put myself out there to say that he did this, but the rumor I've heard is that he fucked and basically killed well over 100 chicks once he knew he had the HIV.
That doesn't surprise me. Go groupies.
Yeah. Why, if you knew you had the HIV, why wouldn't you stop?
Well, your life is over, so why not ruin everybody else's?
Yeah, but man, that is such a fucking shitty.
It is. It's
thing.
shitty. It is shitty.
So bad. But I played that because I thought that was because he died in such a way, and because of the rumors that I've heard, I thought this might be a great place to lead into a conversation that you and I have talked about during the week about fucking groupies.
Yeah.
Because you have specific experience not being a groupie per se,
behind the scenes,
but
baby.
you've been around a lot of bands in your past.
Yes.
And had friends that were acting groupie-ish,
yes.
right? I mean, you definitely have. You definitely. Well, I'm not implicating you at all, but I'm saying you have friends that have definitely fucked band guys just because they were band guys,
and ruined my night because of it.
Right.
Yes.
And that's what I wanted to get into very specifically here.
This could take a while.
Well, that's okay. I got plenty of fucking time.
I have a shirt for every band.
I know you do. But before we start tagging individual bands, and tagging is a very appropriate word, I think. let's go thousand mile above it before we get into specifics, because it's something I don't necessarily get. I mean, I'll the bands that I like.
Yes.
I mean, as far as that have singers that I definitely want to bang. You were there when I asked Lizzie Hale to marry me.
Yes.
So you know where I am. I mean, there's certain bands, Hailstorm, Lacuna Coil, whatever, that I am fucking infatuated with their singers.
Yes.
And I get that. And I mean, on some level, I guess I kind of get it. But in the biggest picture, I don't know that I know. Look, if Lizzie Hale said, hey, I'll just fuck you and fucking that was the end of it, I would definitely go there. But the reality is that
I would definitely go there with Lizzie.
I know she's a hottie, man. But the reality is that most times with most bands, there's no follow up. It's a hit it and quit it mentality.
Right. You're
at a fucking club. There's some pussy being offered. The dude hits it. Right? I mean, that's kind of how this works, right? So yes. I never understand. And I've been on tour buses and whatnot, and I'll tell some stories too. But I've never understood what the chicks get out of it. When a chick rolls up on a band, okay, and whatever the band is, whoever the band is, Band X, Rob Zombie, Korn, whoever the fuck it is, I don't care who it is. They come up and they're like, you know what? I am gonna fuck the bass player of fucking Godsmack tonight. When they have that mentality, and they come up and they're dressed all slutty and they're absolutely willing to blow the roadie in order to fuck the bass player from Godsmack or whatever. What is the mentality? What do they think they're going to get out of that? Is it only the story? Is it that they just think the guy is really hot because he's famous? What is the fucking thought process?
first of all, on the other side of the story,
Yeah.
it's the girls that aren't trying so hard that they want to fuck.
Right.
Everybody pretty much knows that.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, I think it's the I'm famous for a night thing. It could, because if you've seen half of these guys on the road,
Yeah.
just passing them on the street, you're not going to be like, I want to fuck that guy.
Right.
Put a fucking instrument in their hand, and these girls they're fucking wet and wild.
Right.
It's true. I mean, you
I know
see
it's
them on
true.
stage and whatever. I mean, how do you think I met my fiance? Duh.
Well, tell that story. Tell the story. Now you brought it up. You can't just walk through that. You can't walk through that. So you saw John on stage.
Okay, I saw John on stage
All right.
at a club called Pierre's in Indiana.
Which me and you and John have been to.
Yes, and it's a very big venue.
It is a big room.
And, yeah, and there's a lot of big bands that go through. There's a lot of small bands that go through there.
Sure.
And, you know, and it's also a venue that I will mention quite a few times
All right.
tonight.
Nice.
So, yeah, I hooked up with my two best friends, and we went out for a dog night. And
So wait a minute. So let's go. But what band was John doing?
He was doing what is now called
Hey There,
Hey
Morgan.
There, Morgan.
All right.
At the time was Northmont. It was
All right.
kind of right before they switched over to Hey There,
So a
Morgan.
band that basically had no national run.
I had no clue who they were.
All right. So then why?
Now, Northmont
All right,
had some history,
well,
but
hold on.
I didn't know that.
Hold on. So this band had nothing going on. What made you and your girls want to go?
Actually, we didn't even know there was a band, because when there's not bands at this place, it's clubs.
Okay, but this is not close to you. This is a good
an
hour
hour.
and a half
It's an
from
hour,
your
yes.
house,
From where I
where
lived,
you
yeah.
lived at the time.
Yeah. It's basically, we knew there was a chance there would be a band, my two best friends, and
So you went with no clue at all that the fucking
Are you
room would be.
interrupting me?
Yeah, yeah.
Millennium Falcon, John, tell him.
Because wait a minute, you went with no thought that that the place would even be open.
No, we knew it would be open. We just didn't know if there was going to be a band or if it was just going to be a club night.
All right. And okay, go ahead.
It was the night to get drunk.
Okay.
And fuck around with my friends.
Fair enough.
And normally the female friend that I had are the ones that went on the road trips with the bands and stuff.
Okay.
The male friend never had the time to go. This
And
was
I
the
know
night
both,
he had
right?
open. Yes, you know both.
Okay.
And so this was a special night. We didn't give a shit what was going on because the three of us didn't have a chance to get together very often.
Okay.
So we show up, and there's this band going on, and I don't know. We had quite a bit of drinks, so the only thing I remember is standing in front of the stage, and the bass player's like looking at me, and I'm looking at him, and it's like, fuck yeah. I do that shit.
And this is JT.
It is JT.
All right.
Yes. And all I remember is my female friend saying, Steph, his girlfriend's right behind you. And I'm like, I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm just flirting. That's all.
So explain how you were flirting, because he's on stage. You're in the front. What are
It's
you
all
doing?
in the eyes and the boobs, baby.
So you were basically showing him titty.
I did not show him any titty. He just saw the cleavage.
All
I
right.
didn't show him anything extra than what anybody else saw.
Okay. And so how does this? So then,
He said,
all right. So let's go from here. So as you said, the girlfriend was in the room.
apparently.
Okay.
He claims was not a girlfriend. He claims was just a girl he was dating.
Okay,
Which
well,
is a big thing for him. Like a big
whatever.
difference. Whatever. It's the
Whatever.
same thing.
Somebody that he happened to lay his cock into was
Exactly.
also in the room.
Yes. Standing right behind me,
Okay.
watching the whole,
All right.
and buying my friend drinks while
right.
she had to stand and witness it.
And ultimately, you're sitting there flirting with this fucking bass player in this nothing band.
Right.
Okay. So show ends.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to assume that I can skip to show ends.
Show ends.
Then how do you... Now, you were told that this was the girlfriend behind you, so how do you make the approach?
I
with-
did not. We did not speak the rest of the night.
So then how...
Actually, the lead singer, who's a giant fucking douchebag, and I can't stand to this very day, is the one that was trying to hit on me.
And so you blow this guy off, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
So how... all right, so I'm lost now. So how do you get from you don't talk to JT, you fucking hate the singer, to fucking getting married next week.
Okay.
Go.
So, all right, you ready? Go. All right, long story short, lost
right.
my phone because that happens when I'm drunk quite
All
a
right.
bit. The drummer at the time, which is a very good friend of JT and I's, Tony, which I can say his name because he didn't do anything wrong, helped me find my phone, blah,
All
blah,
right.
blah, blah, blah. So obviously he called my phone, so he had my number.
Okay.
After the date, whatever, I guess he and John were talking, and he looked me up on MySpace.
Is this the Tony I hate?
Yes.
All right. Go
It
ahead.
is.
Go ahead. That's fine. Look, it's part of the story. I can't fucking...
Can I mention once again that I blew off the singer because he's a giant douchebag?
Yeah, well, that guy's a fucking monumental
Yeah,
fucking dickhead.
yeah.
But go ahead.
So he hit me up on MySpace right before Thanksgiving.
John did or Tony did?
John. Tony
All
and
right.
I actually had been going back and forth through text. Apparently he was kind of interested in dating me, but that never really came across to me.
All right.
Like it was just nothing. We were just talking back and forth.
That would have worked well.
Yeah, Anyway, so John hit me up on MySpace,
All right.
and it was just basically he used Thanksgiving to get in there. But yes, all the small things, John. That would be
Stop
Ward Bell.
looking at John.
Hey, I'm looking at his thing. He said all the small things. I instantly thought of Ward Bell.
Don't talk to John. Talk to me.
Okay. So yeah, that's that. That's about it.
So, no, that's-
he got
that-
a hold of me on.
All right. So he hits you up on MySpace.
Yes.
And he says what? I mean, how do you end up with him?
Honestly, I was at a couple shows for my very good friends at the time. Well, and still.
Okay.
And we were talking on the phone. He was trying to get me to come to another show at Pierre's. I was on
All
the
right.
road with my friends that were in another band.
Right.
And we just started talking. And after his next show in Pierre's, he came to visit.
And by came to visit,
He came to visit.
he came in your mouth when he visited.
And he's so sexy.
And see, because I know some of this story. I know this part of this story. The reality is, you, for whatever reason, and this is a good lead, for whatever reason, when you finally first really fucking talked and met and, got together, so to speak, you all the way got together. You absolutely
Yes.
sucked his cock the first time you fucking were together.
Yes, I did.
There you go.
I feel like I'm on trial here.
No, you're not on trial.
Yes, Your Honor.
Well, look, fucking 5-7 days from now, you're fucking putting a ring on your finger and fucking being tied together. You're allowed to suck his dick.
Yes.
I mean, let's be real. So in a sense, you have sort of the same mentality. You saw.
That was my groupie moment.
And that's where I'm going.
And that's not the fairy
So-
tale that ever happens,
Well,
people. So, ladies, please don't think it's going
Well,
to
no,
happen.
I get that part, but what I don't get was, what did you expect, or did you have no expectation?
No
other,
expectations
You
whatsoever.
just were like, I just need to fuck this guy.
Honestly, I didn't even really. I forgot about him when I left.
Wait a minute.
When he messaged me on Facebook, if I could, or not Facebook, I'm sorry, MySpace,
right?
If I could get back on there, which my MySpace is gone because I actually have tried to look at these messages because they're
All right.
cute. I mean, I literally came back with, okay, I've seen a lot of bands. I'm just trying to figure out which guy you are. And then when he told me, I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, the dude, yeah. Oh,
All right.
the dude, yeah. So, I mean, there's those guys in bands that you remember because they're fucking douchebags.
Right.
And there's those guys in bands that you remember because they were actually cool to sit and talk to. And there's those guys that you
Okay, but
see
you
in
never-
bands that you
but-
actually wish
but
that you
where-
would have a chance with.
But
And that's
where's
what girls
that?
do.
Where's the middle ground with this situation? It doesn't sound like you fucking did do the sit and talk. It doesn't sound, but at the same time, it doesn't sound like you were like, saw him on stage, sucked his dick. There's sort of a middle piece that's
All right,
missing
okay.
with you and him that I'm trying to figure
when
out.
John and I are talking back and forth, he told me
On MySpace.
on MySpace, I gave him my number.
All right.
We started calling back and forth. Of course,
All right.
at the time, I'm still talking to Tony, the
Okay.
drummer, who helped me find my phone.
Right.
And my end was completely innocent. I'm also talking to the lead singer because he decided that he needed to start like texting
The lead
me,
singer of
thank
John's
you, Tony,
band.
for giving my fucking number out.
Right.
Yeah. And John, the first time I think it was, I'm not sure, John will have to clarify, but the first time I talked to him on the phone, I grilled his ass.
All right.
Don't fucking think I don't know right now you guys are at practice together, because Tony and Ward already fucking told me.
Right.
So why the fuck do you think I'm stupid enough to sit here and think that you three aren't sitting in the same room going, I'm going to sit here and text this bitch and I'm going to get the picture first, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
And
so in theory, you kind of at first thought that they were just trying to get a fucking picture of your titties or whatever.
Because I am friends with band guys, I know what the fuck happens behind the scenes.
Right.
I know their talk. So I assumed that that's what was going on.
Okay.
And honestly, at the time, I didn't realize that John was in Cleveland.
Right.
And the band was in Dayton. So he wasn't even at this practice. He just so happened to be texting me.
All right.
And then ended up calling me on the same night as
All right.
everybody else was texting me.
But this leads to the point. So you investigated.
Oh, yeah.
But commonly, very commonly, that's not the case. Most times, and I'm not trying to say all the time, but most times, chicks will show up to a show with the theory
ready to go
of fucking, I'm gonna fuck this guy.
I've actually seen it where they were like, I'm gonna fuck this guy, and let's just say point at the singer.
Before the show starts.
Before the show starts.
Really?
At the merch booth.
At the
then,
merch booth?
At the merch booth. We'll say, that's the guy I'm going after, and by the end of the night have gone to, okay, I'll just take the merch guy.
Okay. Before I
After they've worked their way through the bass player, through the guitar player, through the rhythm guitar player, to the
Right.
drummer, because you know they always have ass sweat, so
Right.
they're last. And then decided to go, well, maybe if I go with the merch guy, I'll still get my
All
in.
right. Before I
Honey,
even
the merch guy has no hookups.
before I even get into this mentality, I don't understand the whole. What is it that they think that they're coming out of it with?
The groupies or
The group, the chicks.
Popularity. For a one night, they're special.
But are they? But I mean, you're not exactly talking about fucking Motley Crue or fucking
It doesn't
U2.
matter
You're talking
because
about
they're on
bullshit bands.
Bullshit bands. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if there's 3 people in the venue looking at these bands. If these girls are the ones they choose out of a 3-person audience,
Right.
they seriously have the mentality that there's something special.
Ugh. So what is wrong in their lives generally that they go to that level? Why are they so
attention
but,
whores?
But why are they so desperate for attention? Are they? Are here's my real.
Because in their eyes, these guys are famous, even if they're making $4 a show.
I know the one girl that
You do.
that you know.
Yes.
That has played this game.
Yes.
And she's an attractive girl.
Very.
She does not need to fuck anybody that will fucking tell her how pretty she is.
Right.
She could really have her own set of standards and fucking be fine. And she does now, from everything I know about her.
Yes.
And I don't understand, how does a girl that is clearly hot and clearly doesn't need to fucking degrade herself to that level, how does she think, well, you know what? I'll feel good tonight if I fucking drain the balls of this fucking local fucking bass player.
Okay, so here's the thing. With this specific person, and I
Yeah.
can't tell you with everyone, because I have been used myself, but not so much as the groupie,
Okay,
as
now-
the go in the audience and grab this girl, make friends with this girl, blah, blah, blah,
Okay,
blah.
explain that. You can't just say that.
Hey, Steph, there's this chick in the audience. See
Who
the one?
said this? Who said this?
A friend of mine from a band that I
Okay,
know.
which band?
Joan Red.
Okay. So the guys from Joan Red, who were never famous.
Not as
They were
far,
local
no.
famous
They
at
were
best.
local famous,
They
yeah.
were local famous at best. So this local famous band comes to you because you're friends with whoever in the band and says what?
dude, see the chick, blah, 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 blah.
So they point her out.
Yes, they point her out.
All
just
right.
like you hear about in the stories.
Okay.
And they say, I need you to go make friends with her. She needs to come back with us tonight.
And it's your job to get her fucking greased up to fucking fuck somebody?
Basically, all I do is go and start talking to her and then start talking up the dude.
So they send you out.
They need talked up by the
So they send you out, and you go out to this chick. This is fascinating to me. So you go out to the fucking
I have the
crowd.
wrong shirt on for this one.
Well, you go out to the fucking crowd.
Uh-huh.
And you say you find this chick, whichever chick they pointed out.
First thing you do is my friend stands on one side of her that we're talking. My friend that we're talking. I stand on the other side of her. We're talking across her. We get her involved. We drag her into the conversation.
All right. So you drag her into the conversation, and so what do you? I'm lost on this. How do you get her in? What is the conversation?
So
these guys are hot or what?
No, not at all. It's so, hey, girl that I'm best friends with, after the show, we're going to go blah, 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 to our hotel. The guys, they wanted us to pick up some food. We're going to drag them in. They fucking realize on their own that we know the guys. They suddenly think we're the key to getting in their pants.
So then they jump in and they're like, hey,
Absolutely.
What hotel are you going to? Or where's
Oh, my
it
God. No, seriously, this is it. Oh, my God. You know the band? Oh, my God. Really? What are they like?
Oh, my God.
And honestly, in all honesty, I wanted to look at them and say, they fucking stink. They don't take showers for weeks on end. They make $4 fucking a night sometimes.
Right.
They all have girlfriends at home that they promise that they're going to marry. And some of them have kids. But, yeah, hey, come back and party with us.
But you don't say
You're going
that.
to pay for everything.
But you don't say that. Instead, you say what?
Hell yeah, I know those guys. They're fucking cool as hell. Blah, 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 blah. From what I understand, he has a big dick. I don't know. That's what he tells everybody.
So you're the pimp.
I'm the pimp. And I didn't get fucking paid for shit. I got fucking chicken. I got paid with chicken, cigarettes,
and the chicken was paid for by this chick that you fucking brought into the room.
Exactly.
God damn.
Diamond Ryan said he needs to be in a band.
Holy shit. And these chicks are that goddamn dumb?
They are that goddamn dumb. I'm telling you, the liquor doesn't help. Well, it does help. But as soon as you see... Girls are so naive to think that just because they're on a stage, doesn't matter the venue, they could be in the fucking landing strip in Lima. And for some reason, because it's a stage, they automatically think, these guys are great. These guys are on the verge of being signed and being famous. And they're on tour, so that means they're important. No, bitch, it means they're broke.
They think that they're ground floor to something special.
Exactly.
They think that they're fucking the next Aerosmith.
Exactly.
Holy shit.
Yes, and it is sad. It really is. It is sad because, after a few times of really thinking it was funny because, I'm sorry, it really was funny.
Right.
It really, really is funny to fuck with these people.
Okay.
Mainly the band guys. It's more fun to fuck with them.
Okay.
But after so many times of fucking with them, then you start saying, oh, my God, these girls really think that there isn't, Mrs. Smith sitting at home.
Right.
And then I start thinking, fuck, Mrs. Smith is sitting at home. Fuck my life. Didn't shoot me now. Whatever.
Okay. Well, but here's my question to you. Here's the next phase. You had a friend that was fucking running this way.
Yes.
And you knew this was going on.
Yes.
How do you not stop her? How do you not say?
How
do you not say? Don't be a dumb fuck. They're just trying to get that pussy.
Okay. With every exception that this person has done.
Okay.
Or every situation she has been in, every band, whatever.
How many bands do you think this person has fucked?
That I really can't answer right now.
More than 10?
No.
More than 5?
Possibly, yeah.
All right.
Okay. Most of them, she's a lot like me.
Yeah, I know her.
I mean, you know she's a lot like me. So she was kind of playing the game, too. Basically, she was coming out of a long-term relationship that was no good, and she was like, you know what? Fuck it. You know, what's wrong with a girl doing the same thing guys do? I'm going to go get fucking laid.
All right.
And these
Fair.
band guys are easy. And I'm telling you, the band guys are easier than the groupies.
Oh, sure.
And she did that. There was only one out of all of those guys that really actually hit home.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, she paid the ultimate price where, you know, obviously he's the one that ended up dying.
Right.
So it ended up being more of a bad thing. But the rest of them were all games to her. And I was her designated driver.
All right, but wait a minute. But wait a minute. This is like a game that it's an obvious. It's like playing fucking blackjack, and only cards that you get dealt are aces. Any chick that's hot that goes up to a band guy and is like, "Hey, I'll fuck you," is getting fucked.
Any chick.
Yeah, I that's what I'm saying.
They don't have to be hot. Okay, you start out with the hot ones. You start out with the hot ones, but when they start denying you,
but the
it
girl,
doesn't matter. Whatever.
But the girl we're talking about is hot.
She is hot. Yes.
She is definitely hot.
Yeah, she is.
So she's anytime she goes up to a local band and says, "I'm going to fuck somebody in this band," she's getting a dick in her.
Absolutely.
Of course. Mm-hmm. So with her, where does she? I guess my question is, does she? I'm sure at the time she fully fucking gets the whole thing of it's just fucking. But later on, does she feel bad? Does she feel like she demeaned herself, or she fucking didn't, or she wishes she wouldn't have, because who is this fucking douche knob that fucking can halfway play bass?
I'm sorry. These guys are just. You keep saying things that remind me of these guys. The stories I have. No, not really with her.
All right.
Now, I do know girls that have woken up the next day and were like mortified. We'll never talk about it again. Please don't ever bring that back up. I can't believe I did that shit. Blah blah blah. Her and I laughed about it. We still laugh about it. I just texted her this weekend and was like, "Hey, okay, dude, that pulled the one-liner on me, which was like the ultimate best pickup line that failed ever.
Right.
What was his name again? I can't remember. And we're still like laughing back and forth about it.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's she was a little bit different. It was a game with her. She was playing their game. They didn't know it.
Right.
And actually what happened out of the whole thing is because we were playing the same game, when we finally all went, oh shit, we're playing the same game, we actually all became very good friends with this one band.
Right. But ultimately, you think most chicks, they don't get it?
They don't fucking get it.
Well, I'm asking.
Okay,
I don't know.
Let me tell you.
Go ahead.
There's this band, and I'm going to call these guys out because these guys are fucking douche knobs.
All right.
I should go change my shirt for this shit. His fucking The Veer Union.
Is it Gatlin?
No, The Veer Union.
All right.
The Veer Union.
Yep, I gave him $1 today to have their music.
So, I have met these guys several times. They actually had a hit on the radio, blah, blah, blah. I could give a fuck.
Right.
For some reason, my friend was very attracted to the guitar player.
Okay.
What the fuck ever. The first time I met them was at Pierre's. I was hit on by Fid, F-I-D.
Wow. You're going to sell everybody out.
No, this dude, I'm telling you, was hilarious. This guy was hilarious. He was the ultimate what you think of stereotypical band dude.
Right.
He was on something. He was drunk all the time, and all he was looking for was a piece of pussy.
Okay.
It was kind of funny.
Right.
We met them in Pierre's, blah, 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 whatever. The first night we met them, my friend ended up dragging me on the RV.
Okay. Dragging you on.
Yes. Because, of course, I was always the designated driver, so I
was
sober.
But why were you brought in? Because she expected you to fuck somebody else in the band, or just because she didn't feel safe without you?
Neither one. Because I was her ride.
Okay.
I was her ride. I was sober. She was getting nowhere
All right.
unless I took her home.
Okay.
So we're an hour away from home, blah, blah, blah. These guys are there. I'm sitting on the couch in this RV, and this Fid character is giving me shots of rot gut fucking vodka, telling me,
Okay.
you cannot stay on this RV unless you take shots. We all know.
Trying to get you fucking lubed up.
Yes, absolutely.
Right. Okay.
Anybody who knows me knows I don't do shots. I either get really fucking pissed or I get really angry.
Or puke.
And naked. So I just
Really?
don't do it.
Go get her some shots.
Normally anymore, it's just fucking puking. Anyway, as I'm sitting here, we're cheersing. I'm throwing the shot over my shoulder. Needless to say, by the end of the night, the couch on that RV was soaking wet with rot gut vodka because I wasn't taking a single shot. I'm looking over at the kitchen table. There's 3 hookers sitting there.
Now, are they real hookers, or are they
I'm
just
sorry,
whores?
They're not hookers.
They're just
groupies.
whores.
They're groupies.
All right.
They were picked out of the audience.
Okay.
At one point in the night, they were hot, I'm sure.
Okay.
At this point in the night, they were
not.
fucked up.
Right.
We're sitting there. I'm cheersing. Amber, my friend. I have no idea where she is. Oh, wow. That was awesome. Anyway, I have no idea where she's at. I'm doing these fake shots over the shoulder. I'm looking over and watching these girls literally deteriorate.
Okay.
Guy Fid picks the one up that ended up passing out face first into the table.
Okay.
Taking her out, setting her upside the building, and shutting the door on her.
That bad? He didn't even want to bang her. He just wanted to get rid of her.
She's fucked up. He said, if you pass out, you're done. You're off the bus. I'm not fucking around with this shit. And that's literally what he said.
All right.
And the bad part is she was with these 2 girls.
Okay.
They were her ride. They didn't get off the bus.
Oh, no.
They
stayed.
stayed.
She's alone in a corner outside the bus.
Outside the bus. Behind Pierre's, which after a certain time of night,
you
cannot get back in the building.
And that's not exactly a nice neighborhood either.
No, it's not.
No.
So basically, I watched these 2 go back with a few of the bandmates and the merch guy.
Okay.
They got banged. And I also heard the banging on the wall from next to us, which was my friend getting laid by the bass player. Whatever. As I'm throwing shots over my shoulder, pissed off as fuck because my heels were hurting my feet and I was stuck being sober again.
So was there one guy left in the band that thought he was going to be banging you that just fucking lost?
Fid.
He lost, so he didn't go and find another chick.
He fed me all of his expensive vodka, his $2.99, you know.
Yeah, his fucking
and I wasn't
$50 Grey Goose or whatever.
He was fucking so fucked up. He didn't realize I was throwing it over the shoulder.
Right.
He ended up taking one of the girls, whatever. I've met Fid 4 times.
All right.
Fid has never realized that I've met him before any of those 4 times.
So
Keep in mind that I had very recognizable hair at the time.
Right. Well,
and nobody else was dyeing their hair Skittles
No
colors.
one looks at the girl's hair. Jesus.
But the rest of the band knew who I was by my hair. Yeah. Regardless. The next time I saw him was in Louisville.
All right.
Amber, whatever. I'm just using her fucking name now because it's just going to come out. Whatever. She tricked me into going. I didn't realize they were going to be there. She knew I hated them. We, actually, this club was really cool, and if anybody goes to Louisville, it was called the Phoenix.
Okay.
It's got all these hidden venues in it.
Okay.
You literally have to go through secret tunnels to find these venues in this building.
Right.
It was really awesome. But they were playing. He walks up to me. He tried the same shit again. We ended up at the freaking house, the party house. I was actually talking to John on the phone this night when I walked out of the house to go get a pack of cigarettes out of my car. Couldn't remember which house I walked out of and was lost for the rest of the night. Couldn't find my friend who I left there with the same bass player again. But anyway,
all right.
Met him again at Pierre's.
Okay.
Still didn't realize who I was. She goes off with the same guy that she always does.
Fucks him.
I sit down on the chair. I'm pissy at this point because I really didn't know they were going to be there this time, and I cannot stand these motherfuckers.
Okay.
Fid comes up. Now, you have to picture this, okay?
All right.
I'm sitting in a regular kitchen chair.
Right.
He comes up, sits in it backwards, straddles it.
Okay.
Sits it right next to me.
Hey, baby.
No. This is the ultimate pickup line.
All right.
We're both staring straight ahead, not even acknowledging each other.
Okay.
He says, "So, You look like the kind of chick that likes to take it in the ass. Okay, so keep in mind, I'm bored. I have no idea where my best friend is.
Right.
I'm like, staring ahead, never looked at him.
All right.
I said, yep. And he said, oh. So, can we make this happen?
Really?
Sure, we can make this happen. Abso-fucking-lutely. He said, meet me in the green room in 15 minutes. You know I'll be there. I knew where the green room was, but not from that night. I never made it to the green room. That dumbass went to the green room. I don't know what he did the rest of the night.
Sat there stroking his dick, going, where's she at?
And still, I ran into him one more time, and he still didn't realize it was me. Yeah, so that was actually the last time I met him was the night that the singer, Crispin, very recognizable black guy with a 3-foot-tall mohawk.
Okay.
Followed me around to the point where my friend and I ended up ducking into the women's restroom and sitting there for 40 minutes asking every woman that came in if the tall black guy with the mohawk was gone.
Nice.
And that's when we ducked out. Like, band guys are creepy. They are creepy.
Well,
at times.
The one thing I'm always curious, and I'll tell one story here myself, is I never understand, and even listening to you tell the stories, I still don't understand the worship. And I'll tell one quick story. I was hanging out with the guys from Korn, and I was on the tour bus with the guys from Korn, and there literally was 12 to 15 girls on the bus with Korn. And we all got off the bus, and we all went to, like, this was at the whatever venue. I don't remember what venue. I think it was the CSU Convocation Center or the Wolstein Center or whatever the fuck it's called today. So we all, and I mean literally all, it was me and Fieldy and David Silvestri, whatever his name is, from Korn, and like 12 chicks. We get off the bus and we go in, and we get to like it wasn't even a room. It was more like a kind of like a locked off hallway. Okay?
Okay.
And we get into the hallway, and these guys had this fucking lunch meat. And they fucking get the chicks to take off their fucking clothes and fucking grab their fucking ankles. And we're throwing lunch meat at these chicks, trying to fucking, score points on who can fucking hit fucking cover their pussy and whatever with the fucking lunch meat. And I won't lie and say I didn't partake in it. Of course I did. Of course I did. But
Piccolo.
but I swear to God, even to this day, and I did the day that this was going on, I was like, in my head, I was like, what is it that these fucking chicks don't get, that they're just fucking clowns? That they're just clowns for these dudes.
Okay, here's another thing, though. Most of the time, these women go back wherever they go. The green room, the RV, behind, I don't know, the bathroom, whatever the fuck they go.
Whatever it is, right.
They know that these guys are not going to tell a soul.
Okay.
Because most likely they've got somebody.
Okay.
They're never going to say, hey, John Smith or Joni blah, blah, blah sucked my dick last night. It's not going public.
Right.
They get to live out that fantasy of being a dirty fucking whore.
Okay.
And nobody finding out. And normally, if you're going back with a friend, that friend's not going to rat you out because that friend went right along with you.
But they're cool with that, fucking knowing that fucking dudes were throwing fucking meat at them?
I've never had meat thrown at me that wasn't, like, attached to, like, a
ball
body
sack?
part. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure I don't know about lunch meat. But, Yeah, because, guys are always like, okay, people have your persona.
Yeah.
You're the dirty fucking bastard, blah,
Okay.
blah, 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 blah.
Right.
Girls are like that, too. They don't fucking admit it.
Right.
They're too scared. I gotta be a lady. I can't fucking talk
Okay.
like this. I can't talk like that. I can't want this. I can't watch porn because that's just dirty. That's what guys do. So... yes, they did, John. A lot of them propositioned me. A lot of them. Just to answer your question. So
Why wouldn't they?
exactly. I was the boobs of the group.
Look, you're a hot chick. There's no question in that. There's no doubt. There's no doubt that in most circumstances, if you end up back in the room with 3 other chicks, more than likely you're the one that's targeted. And that's not even
I
me
wouldn't
kissing your ass. That's
necessarily
just
say that, no.
Oh, shut up.
And no, I'm going to tell you why.
Okay,
I'm
go
gonna
ahead.
tell you why.
Go ahead.
Because when these girls get drunk,
Okay.
they get loose. I'm not. They.
Okay,
you
but
know my friend.
Yeah,
When
I
she gets drunk.
I do, but
how she
hold on,
acts.
but hold on a minute. You're going to the level of the point where they're talking to the girls. I'm talking about if they end up with 4 or 5 chicks on the bus and nobody's talked to anybody, you're clearly the target.
No.
Yes.
I'm the girl waiting on the girl that's getting banged in the bathroom by the bass player.
No, at that point, yeah, but I'm talking about when you first get there.
Oh, probably. Because I always look like a whore, and apparently Fid said, I look like the kind of
Right.
girl who likes to take it in the ass.
Right.
And, I would like to say at this point,
Yeah.
that is not the only guy in a band that has said that to me. The drummer from Five Finger Death Punch walked up to me and said, you take it in the ass, don't you?
And
What the fuck is that shit? And I said, yeah. And he said, so you wanna? And I said,
No.
no. And he turned around and walked away. And I'm
Right.
like, well, look, I met the drummer from Five Finger Death Punch.
Wow.
Sweet. So, anyway. What the fuck?
God damn, that's funny.
Why guys... You know what, though? Okay, I want to say, why do guys think that is such a great pickup line? But on any other Jane, that probably would have happened.
Well, but the truth is that I envision. I don't know for a fact, but I envision. I'll associate this to fucking. I don't know, the rare opportunity where you're in a situation that's just fucking outside the normal, where you're going to meet people once, and that's all you're going to meet them. You know,
never
You're-
have to look at him in the face again.
Your cousin's fucking wedding in another state.
Yeah.
As a prime example, you go to your cousin's wedding in another fucking state, and you're never going to meet these people again. And somebody's offering it up. You're going to fucking take it.
Why not? Nobody's going to
Yeah,
know but
nobody's
you and
gonna,
him.
nobody's
or you and
gonna
her,
know.
depending.
And even more to the point of if they are if you're on the other side of it and you're just looking to fucking do something ridiculous, that's the one to do it with. Somebody you're never going to
Right.
fucking
And
find
that's
again.
what I said. Exactly.
Yeah. I mean,
nobody's going to judge these girls
Right.
for being the whore that they secretly want to be.
and that's
And
why
who doesn't want to be a whore once in a while?
And that's why the Five Finger Death Punch guy is fine to ask you that. Because if you say yes, good, he's going to do something fucking filthy and dirty. And honestly, he's not going to remember your name tomorrow. But if it doesn't happen, it's like, pfft, whatever, next.
Yeah.
I'll move on
Yeah.
because I'm in Five Finger Death
Yeah.
Punch and we're popular.
Right. I'm in a national band.
Yeah, we're big.
Woo.
We're big.
Woo.
Look at
Yeah.
all the people in front of us.
Look, all of our songs sound the same.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Oh.
There's that. All right, so who else do you want to sell out?
Oh. I don't know.
You do know we've been talking like an hour.
On just groupie shit? I don't know. I just know, okay, the band that I was friends with,
Yeah.
I went through 3 tours with them.
Okay.
As being friends
That's
with them.
Joan Red?
Yes.
Okay.
We had 2 of the bands that they were on tour with were very good guys. The
Okay.
first 2 bands that they were on tour with, very good guys.
Okay.
Never heard them even speak of sex. Like, they were the ones that were like, dude, pizza, RV, let's go.
All right.
They were like there he is, right there, Diamond Ryan. There he is. There's Crispin and Fid. That little fucker right there, the dark-haired guy, that's the one that wanted to fuck me in the ass.
That guy?
That guy. And Crispin, the black guy, that's the one that trapped me in the bathroom.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. He's a creepy motherfucker, dude. Well, Crispin is more creepy than Fid because I've never been trapped in a bathroom by Fid. I just told him I'd let him fuck me in the ass.
Wow.
But, yeah, I'm just saying. Oh, I don't know. But anyway, I just saw that come up there, and I'm like, yeah, that's the fucking dumbasses. Veer Union, ladies and gentlemen.
Nice.
Anyway, the first two bands that they were on tour with were very nice guys. But I'm telling you, there's like some sort of jealousy / whatever. I was already established friends with Joan Redd to the point where it was like, it's not a sexual thing. It's not a, I'm coming here to fuck you kind of thing.
Right.
It's, I'm your friend, blah, blah, blah. I had relationships with a couple of the guys in the band that were more of very, almost family, still to this day.
Okay.
But when I would go and say, hey, I'm not coming to your show tomorrow because I'm going to Seraph's show because they're in my hometown. Mm-hmm. Seraph being one of the bands. Chachi from Pop Evil, the drummer from Pop Evil, that was his original band. They would get pissed. Literally like sissy bitches.
Right.
You are seriously not going to go see that band. That band sucks, blah, 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 blah.
Right. All right.
They wouldn't give it to you like I would give it to them. Bitch, I'm not even giving it to you. So what the hell are you talking about? I mean, these guys would get desperate, and it was seriously like watching the tables turn.
Right.
You watched the band guys become the groupies.
Right.
Of what other people perceived as the groupies. So they were my groupies at that point, where they were pissed because I was going to see another band.
Okay.
And they were going to miss out on something.
Right.
And at this point, they weren't getting shit from me. My friend was still obviously screwing the singer. That ended up being more of a relationship than anything.
Okay.
But, I mean, it's crazy. I guess, and what I was saying to my brother-in-law last night is these guys, though, you have to understand, a lot of them that are on tour are...
Look at you swatting the fucking flies.
Gnat. They're on tour for 6 months at a time sometimes.
All right.
No money. They'll go and literally make $4 at the door.
Oof.
That'll pay for them to go to Speedway, grab a couple Tornadoes,
right,
and a water,
right,
and
share,
it literally,
right,
and drive to the next show.
Jesus,
and they were from Memphis, and they were in fucking California,
right,
and Oregon, and they were nowhere near home. They weren't even near where like Ohio, where their other people that they knew as their second family were. Mm-hmm. They're lonely. It starts getting to a point where your mind starts playing tricks on you.
Right.
Where you're like, I've got to find something.
Right.
It's kind of like that needy bitch kind of syndrome.
Right.
I've got to find somebody that wants me.
Sure.
Somebody that cuddles with me. Somebody that wants me. Somebody that... I spent many, many nights just sitting outside and literally talking.
Right.
To the drummer of Joan Redd. And I'm not even exaggerating.
I get it, but it's
like they need some kind of human contact.
But
besides
they had to,
the fuck.
But they had to get there past the initial inclination of just fucking you.
Oh yeah, they
initially, if you'd have been like, yeah, I'll suck your dick, then they would have been like, okay. Initially,
because I mean, honestly,
before you got to know them, if you would have just given it up, you'd have just been another number on the fucking poll.
Yeah, because from the get go, that's what they expected anyway, and I don't know. It's crazy. I mean, we all make fun of the groupie whores. There's reasons they do what they do.
Right.
We make fun of the band guys for being the fucking douchebags because they got women at home, but there's also, I wouldn't say excuses. I would say, in their mind, good reason for what they do. They're fucking lonely and they're broke.
Right. But
so
still, but
But it's inexcusable, and
Yeah,
if
well,
the girls ever found out,
but it's the life they chose. You choose that.
Same thing for the girlfriends.
Yeah, but why would you
hook
choose?
up with a band guy and you know he's on tour? That motherfucker's putting his dick someplace else.
Right,
I'm
exactly.
sorry to tell you, he may love you, and that's genuine.
Yeah, he doesn't love you.
He's putting his dick somewhere else.
Stop it.
He's putting his dick somewhere else.
But I mean, the reality is that if you're in a band, I'll go from the band perspective. If you're in a band, you don't fucking have a chick at home. If you're in a full-time band,
No.
you're a dumbass to have a full-time chick at home.
Every one of them I've ever met have.
Yeah, and they all cheat.
Not all of them. I will say Seraph, no way. Not one of them. Well, okay, let me rephrase that. I never witnessed, and I've known him for 4 years now.
All right.
Never witnessed it. And I would say, yeah, that's about it.
I can say for a fact. I mean, I know a lot of band guys,
Yeah.
and I know a lot of band guys that fucking allegedly own rings. I won't say they wear them, but they own them.
Right.
And I know for a fact, I don't of the national band guys that I know that are married, I can't think of a one that was not fucking somebody that was willing to give it to them. Honestly.
Because it's just kind of the same thing as the groupie. Nobody's going to know.
Yeah, well, nobody does know. Nobody knows. I mean, I guess everybody knows. In reality, I think everybody knows. I think no. If you're the chick sitting at home thinking that your band boyfriend that's on the road for 9 months is not fucking 3 chicks a week,
you're
then you're
as stupid
dumb.
as the groupie that's spreading her legs.
Then you're the dumb one.
Yeah. Absolutely. What is it? Community Property by Steel Panther. Bam! Right there.
It is. It's
you're the only girl that he thinks of when he's not on the road.
Do you think that the chicks at home get it though? Do you think that they're okay with do you think that they really believe that? Well, hold on. Do you think that they really accept that as long as he comes home to me?
Absolutely not, honey.
All right.
I had a friend that was on the floor with one of the girls' hands around her throat. Because we accidentally ran into her at a bar we didn't realize that she was going to be at.
Right.
And I'm going to honestly tell you right now, that girl didn't even sleep with her man. Oh, man. She just knew as being friends with them, assumed she did. Had her on and of course my dumbass friend who's drunk as fuck is laughing at this girl that's 3 times her size with her hand around her throat. So and I'm like, are you serious? This is what we're doing tonight? Okay. Right. But no, these girls are just like any other high school chick that finds out their man's cheating on them, whatever. Right. They shouldn't be, because like you said, your dude's on tour for 9 months. Don't be a dumbass. Yeah, either exactly. Go with them.
Right.
Or get the fuck over it.
No dude is fucking going out there and fucking having chicks throwing themselves at him and not getting laid for 9 months.
And I'm sorry, but if you have a kickstand, you're gonna fuck around. If you have a kickstand. It comes with having a kickstand, sweetheart. If you are on the road away from vagina,
right,
you're gonna do whatever you got to do. I mean, I don't know. But John wants me to tell you a story.
All right, go ahead.
About Ward Bell.
All right.
He's texted me and put it on here. So Ward
is from what band?
That was the lead singer of the band where I met John. That was trying to get with me, and that I don't like him. He's a douchebag. He decided when he found out that I was chatting with Tony, which was literally just a friendship thing, and when John was trying to get a hold of me and we were talking back and forth, he decided to tell John that I had genital warts.
That you did?
Yes. And proceeded to show John this picture of a vagina to prove that I had genital warts. I'm going,
wait a minute.
Not even me, dude.
Wait a minute.
What the fuck? He just pulled.
You can't go all the way to that. Why?
Why not?
Was it to chase John away?
Because he was texting me and trying to get me to go out with him and fuck him. And I was literally that girl that was like, dude, I mean, just like Fid and the whole, I like it in the ass. I'll meet you up there. No, I'm not. Like, I was playing him the same way. Like, dude, what the fuck? I'm not interested in you. You already told me your dick was, like, the size of a light switch. I'm not... Why? And you're a douchebag. You know, He's the epitome of ice cream douchebag on the stage. Like, he and groupies will flock to him because he's the one.
A singer?
No, because he's a douchebag.
All right.
Because he will take as many girls as he can.
Right.
Because it makes him look better. It makes him feel better about himself. He's just ridiculous. I
love this.
I cannot stand that man.
So
there are 2 singers in this world I cannot stand, and it's Crispin and Ward Bell.
And what's Crispin's deal?
Oh, that's Fear Union. That's the one that trapped me in the bathroom.
All right, okay. I love so basically to summarize this, bands and chicks that fuck bands are dopes.
Yes, it's equal on both sides. It's honestly equal on both sides.
Which is why they meet in the middle.
Bam. And they meet and they put it in them, and then they go, "Oh, I love you, baby," and the band guys are like, "What?"
Right.
And then they go home.
I don't want to necessarily focus only on your friend.
Yes.
But of anybody that you know that has gone out there and purposely acted all groupie-ish, fucked band dudes, how many of them regret later?
Of my friend?
Not necessarily your friend, but just anybody you know. How many of them regret that they fucked this band dude later?
Not many, because they don't admit to it.
But do you think that they do?
Absolutely not.
Really?
Absolutely not.
You don't think that they see at all that they got played?
Yeah, they see that they got played, but they also see that they fucked a guy in a band. I'm talking, look, these girls are attention whores.
Right.
Just like your little girl that sends you the pictures.
Okay.
She doesn't give a shit.
All right, first of all, she's special. But
okay, I know. She's very special. She's very special, but she doesn't regret sending you the pictures because she's getting a shit ton of fucking attention.
Okay.
And that's the same thing with these groupies.
Right.
They're getting attention.
Right.
And you know what? As humans, that's what you want is fucking attention.
Okay.
You know, at the level that you take it as, whatever. But if you're going to get attention by just banging somebody that's you're never going to hear from, see from, go for it.
Right.
What the fuck ever. I'm not going to judge anybody because they're spreading their legs for fucking... Well, John Juan, I don't fucking know.
Right. John Juan.
Don Juan, I don't know. Troney, who the fuck ever.
Right.
Whoever they want to, because, you know, that's their right. Mm-hmm. But, you know, on the same token, most people are, like, cool with the fact that the band guys are fucking whoever.
Right.
But they're down on the groupies. What I don't understand is most of the girls are playing the band guys as much as the band guys are playing them.
Sure.
But they're whores for doing it. No, they like to fuck. They like to get it up their ass.
Right.
They like to be freaky. They like to be dirty. And what better to do it with a band guy who doesn't know your fucking mama,
right? And
it's never going to get back to her.
Yeah, I get it.
There you go.
I get it. Nice. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's leave it there because we've already gone an hour.
On that?
Yeah.
No shit?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's play some Veer Union. Just to... just to...
Oh, my God. I have a sudden urge to get fucked in my ass.
Do you? Nice.
Fucking idiots. Okay.
Well, here. I'll give you this so you can jam this up
I
your
don't
ass.
jam that up my ass, but...
I'll give you that to jam up your ass, and I'll play... I don't know this song. I'm going to lie. I bought the first song that popped up. This is fucking...
Hey, in case Fear Union is listening.
Yeah.
Hey, Fid. Hey, Crispin. Fuck you.
Well, here are these 2 douchebags and probably 2 other douchebags to go with them.
Well,
this is a tune called Falling Apart. You know this?
Probably not. I didn't like them at all.
All right. Well, let's check them out. It's the Veer Union. It is your classic metal show.